Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to KT Garage. This is part 36 of the Super Hog project. It's going to be an exciting day. This is Saturday. I got a whole day working on the truck. So today I'm going to focus on getting the headlights installed. You can see that the frame is there. I just need to install the actual headlights. So I'm going to tell you about the plan of installations and how I go about to customize that headlight to make it work for the Super Hog. Now after that, I have the tow hook that looks really good that I just recently purchased. I'm going to install that, and then after that, I'm just going to look around the truck to see what else I can put on before I start working on the electronics. I just want the exterior to look somewhat decent. I'm going to go get my day started. Okay, so let's talk about the headlights a little bit. I purchased this from eBay actually, and this is meant for the Honda, late model Honda, that goes inside the assembly, where it's actually resides on the inside, and then there's a piece of plexiglass that goes on the outside of the assembly of the Honda vehicles. So it comes in with a setup just like this. This actually only go in one way. Here we go. So there's 4 holes that's lined up to the hole of this piece right here. So you can screw them on from the back. I assume there's another assembly out here where they bolt this whole thing in. I really don't care how it works because my application is different. I just need something that I can make that works for my application. So what this won't work for me because the screw's too short and it's very hard to line up these 2 pieces and then the piece I have on the Warthog or the Super Hog. So I came up with an idea that I think is going to work very well. So I came to the hardware store and got these bolts right here. This is a 6/32 bolt, and instead of screwing this in, I came in and I tapped with a 6/32 tap for all these holes. And then I'm going to cut off the head. And then I'm going to use the nuts and the washers and nuts to bolt it on. So it's going to look like this. I'm going to push this into my assembly with the stud sticking out, so it's very easy to find where the holes are at. And then I'm gonna come in and just put a nut in it to secure it. And then for high and low beam, so I have both high and low beam. So for high beam, I'm mounted straight. With low beam, I'm gonna put a couple of washers in between this and my frame, and then it will change the angle. So that's pretty straightforward. Now these really cool. They would fit the H1 LED light. So you push it right in, and then you can lock it. And then they also sell you a connector for the H1 LED, so you just snap this in and it'll give you a plus and a minus, and of course this goes to your switch and you're done. So it's that simple. I'm going to go ahead and get things started. I'll show you guys step by step on how this goes in and whether it's going to work in my application. Okay, so here's the fixture for the light. You can see that I welded a plate back here earlier for the headlight installation. You can see that I drilled 4 holes, and I made a little bit of a pattern from the light fixtures. I know where the holes are at. Went ahead and drill it. Now I need to do just assemble the fixture and see if everything fit. Now you can see that I put 3 nuts on the top. So that's the top of the assembly, and the 2 bottom studs are the bottom. So the outer, I look at my Oldsmobile, and the outside lights are low beam, and then the inside is high beam. So I'm gonna go ahead and do just like the way the classic cars are. The outside, I'll make it low beam, and these nuts is gonna help me to angle it down. And this goes in just like that. You can see that it pointed down quite a bit. I'm not sure if that's too much or not, but at this point, I'm just gonna leave the 3 nuts in there, and then I might just take out another one when I get the truck running, and then have the actual headlights corrected with the levels. But back here is the assembly. You can see it's super simple. So at this point, the headlight is done. I'm gonna go ahead and redo the same procedure for the remaining 3, and then we'll move on to something else. Something I want to go over with you guys before I install the rest of the headlights. So this little lever in here, and it's designed for late model cars to adjust for the levels as the vehicle, you know, go down to a dip or something, and then adjust the headlight like you see on the Lexus and all those vehicles. But now, like, I think this comes standard. So there's a little magnet up here. I think what it does is controlling the level of this. So as this goes up, it gives you a little bit further ahead, and then as you want it to go lower, it just like bring this down. Now for this comes out with a positive negative. I bet you this probably run into some kind of controller, like a level controller. I'm not gonna deal with all that stuff. I mean, my build is custom, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove this whole thing to make it nice and straight. And it's super easy. There's like a little clip in here, and you just like remove that clip just like that, so it pops off from, so this one here on this side, and as it come off from there, let me see here, like that, you can go ahead and drop this thing out because it's hinging there, and then you get this clip out, and you're back to the old school way of having a straight headlight. This little magnet will sit up here, it's out of the way. I clip the wire, I don't have to deal with any of that nonsense. So yeah, that's how I dealt with these late model stuff. Here it is, it's looking great. You can see that the 2 inner ones are pointing straight forward. The outer ones are pointing down at an angle. I'm gonna make the adjustments later, but for now, we're gonna move on. So next I'm gonna try to install this winch shackles. They look really cool, come from Daydoor. It's a 2-piece. So this hook actually becomes like 2-piece like this with magnets that you can put it back when it's not in use. I'm gonna go ahead and install this and see how it looks in the truck. Well, here it is. It's looking really good. I like it. So there are different colors to choose from. I believe they have yellow, blue, red, things like that. I picked the gray just to not have to, not showing off too much. I wanted to kind of blend in with the rest of the truck. I think it looks really cool though. I like it. All right, so just for kicks, I'm gonna show you guys how much wider and taller the Super Hawk is compared to the C8. Okay, so we're looking at the side. Not quite, they're not quite in the middle, but this is like probably 3 or 4 inches on this side. And you got like almost 2 foot on this side. And you're looking at it this way, like look right at the back. Super Hawk's like almost twice as tall as the Corvette. So cool. And this two color goes great together, by the way. I think it's a good contrast. Beautiful sight. Well, today is such a beautiful day. So I got my son out here and he was helping me to move things around. You can see this is his Camaro, the one I've been working on. He's in college, so he doesn't have a whole lot of time on it. So we just push into here for storage. And then guess what? The Super Hawk doesn't really reside here anymore. So I pushed this 73 Challenger body out. You can see it's already been sandblasted and ready to go. I just sat on it for a couple of years already, maybe 3 years. You can see it's developing light rust over the years. That's okay. Those are just surface rust. You can see I've done quite a bit of work already. I cut a lot of stuff out. I'm gonna do mini tubbing in here so I can get like giant wheels under there. All right, so I'm gonna start putting spacers on and get that over with to balance the level front and rear. So what I'm gonna do is I'll use this jack on this side and this side and slowly lift the body only. I'm gonna back bolts out, and then that way I can raise the back and start putting shims on. So here are the shims options. This is a 2x2 with a, I believe it's a 1/2 inch hole. So I'm gonna start shimming these. I think I'm gonna go for almost an inch in the back, just to make sure that, you know, I get sufficient space. The back might be a little bit taller in the front. That should be all right. So I'm gonna start shimming these, and then to make up the difference, I might just find some washers that are a lot thinner. So this will make up for the majority of the space. Okay, so I'll show you guys what I did here. I stacked 4 of this 316, so that makes it 3/4. And then the bolt was too short, so I had to use a longer bolt. Put a bunch of shims here so it can meet up with the length. So now I'm 3/4 inch higher in the back. So these require 2 shims. The one that right next to the back one, those will take 2 shims. And then if you move towards the front into this one here, this one take 1 shim. So there's 3/16 here, and then you get 3/8 here, and then 3/4 all the way out back. Works out great. Now the stance is perfect. Actually, the rear one, I did some measurement. The rear one is about 1/4 of an inch taller than front. It's perfect. So when I take a load, then it's all gonna even out. Awesome stance. Well, it's been quite an eventful day. There's a lot of stuff going on. I got a lot of work done with the Super Hawk, but you know, I spent a whole lot of time with my son moving things around. This is his last day here, and then he's heading back to college. So I'm gonna lose all that muscle that helped me to move things around. So I rearranged all my projects and relocate everything the way I want it. So he's not going to be back for a couple months. So now I'm all set for the next couple months actually with where everything is. I'm going to start, you know, continue to work on the Super Hawk and get more things done. I'm gonna work again on the Super Hawk tomorrow. I get almost all day tomorrow to work on it. So we'll give you further updates tomorrow on things that I'm going to be working on. There's so many things I want to work on, so I don't even know what I'm going to work on yet. I'll tell you tomorrow. I appreciate you guys tuning into KT Garage. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Thank you.